Welcome, dear friend. Tonight, as you settle into a quiet place and let the world slow down around you, we will travel back to a different time. A time when the oceans were filled with magnificent ships, and every journey across the Atlantic carried the promise of a new beginning. This is the story of the Titanic. Long before she became one of the most remembered ships in history, she was simply an extraordinary dream. A dream imagined by talented engineers, skilled builders, and thousands of hard-working people who believed they could create something the world had never seen before. Our story begins more than 100 years ago, in the early years of the 20th century. It was an age of invention. Cities were growing larger every year. Factories buzzed with life from sunrise until sunset. Steam engines powered trains across the countryside, and giant ships carried families, workers, and travelers from Europe to North America. For many people, America represented hope. It was a place where new jobs could be found, where families could begin again, and where dreams felt just a little closer than they had before. Every week, thousands of passengers crossed the Atlantic Ocean. Some traveled in beautiful first-class cabins filled with luxury. Others carried only a single suitcase and a hopeful heart. No matter who they were, they all shared the same endless ocean. At that time, two great shipping companies competed to build the finest passenger ships in the world. Each company wanted to offer something larger, safer, and more comfortable than ever before. Instead of creating only the fastest ship, one company imagined something different. What if, they asked, we built the most beautiful ship the world has ever known? That simple question became the beginning of an incredible journey. Designers spread enormous blueprints across wooden tables. Engineers carefully measured every room, every hallway, and every staircase. Artists sketched elegant dining rooms glowing beneath sparkling lights. Every detail was planned with patience and care. The future ship would carry thousands of passengers while offering comfort that few people had ever experienced at sea. There would be warm reading rooms where travelers could enjoy a quiet book. Grand staircases decorated with polished wood and shining glass. Fine restaurants serving delicious meals from morning until evening. Large decks where families could breathe the fresh ocean air and watch endless blue waves stretching toward the horizon. The ship would even have electric lights throughout its cabins, something that still felt wonderfully modern at the time. People began talking about this remarkable project long before the first piece of steel was ever placed together. Newspapers printed exciting stories. Children looked at drawings and imagined sailing across the ocean. Adults wondered if such an enormous ship could truly become a reality. The excitement spread from town to town, across countries, and eventually across the world. Yet behind every exciting newspaper headline stood thousands of ordinary workers. Men who woke before sunrise. Craftsmen who shaped steel with powerful tools. Builders whose hands became rough from years of honest work. Each person added one small piece to a dream that seemed almost impossible. None of them could fully imagine how famous their work would one day become. For now, it was simply another morning. Another day of building. Another step toward creating the greatest passenger ship anyone had ever imagined. And somewhere far beyond the busy shipyard, the calm Atlantic Ocean waited patiently. Its gentle waves rose and fell beneath quiet skies, keeping secrets that no one could yet understand. The ocean had welcomed countless ships before. Soon, it would welcome one more. A ship named Titanic. As the days turned into weeks, the dream grew stronger. In the busy city of Belfast, Northern Ireland, one of the world's largest shipyards became the home of an extraordinary idea. Every morning, before the sun had fully risen, workers walked through the great gates with lunch pails in their hands and hope in their hearts. Some were steelworkers. Some were carpenters. Some were engineers who spent long hours studying drawings and solving difficult problems. Others were young apprentices, eager to learn a trade that could support their families for many years to come. Each person had a different job, but together they shared one purpose. They were building something that had never existed before. Standing inside the shipyard, they could already imagine the enormous vessel stretching far beyond the docks. The sound of hammers echoed through the cool morning air. Sparks danced like tiny stars as metal was carefully shaped into place. Slowly, piece by piece, the great ship began to take form. It was not built in a single day or even a single season. It took patience. It took skill. And above all, it took thousands of people working together. The designers wanted every passenger to feel welcome, no matter which ticket they held. First-class travelers would enjoy elegant rooms with beautiful furniture, quiet libraries, and grand dining halls filled with warm light. Second-class passengers would find comfortable cabins that many people considered better than first-class accommodations on other ships. Even third-class families, many of whom were beginning a new life in America, would have clean rooms, fresh meals, and places where children could laugh and play during the long journey. It was a remarkable idea for its time. Every hallway, every window, every staircase was planned with care. The builders believed that comfort mattered just as much as size. As the months passed, the growing ship became impossible to ignore. People living nearby often paused to admire its towering frame. Visitors came from distant towns simply to catch a glimpse of the giant taking shape beside the water. Children pointed toward the unfinished ship with wide eyes. Parents smiled and wondered what it would be like to sail across the Atlantic aboard such a magnificent vessel. Newspapers continued to share exciting stories. Some writers called it a masterpiece of engineering. Others described it as the future of ocean travel. The excitement spread across Europe and reached the shores of America, where many people dreamed of seeing the great ship arrive one day. Yet inside the shipyard, life remained simple. The workers focused on one task at a time. One beam. One plate of steel. One carefully placed rivet. Day after day, they built with quiet determination, never rushing, always striving to do their very best. As evening arrived, the sounds of construction slowly faded. The setting sun painted the sky with gentle shades of gold and orange. The unfinished ship stood peacefully against the horizon, growing a little larger with each passing day. No one could know what the future would hold. For now, there was only hope. Hope in the hands of the builders. Hope in the dreams of future passengers. And hope carried softly on the cool evening breeze that drifted across the quiet harbor. The greatest ship in the world was no longer just an idea. It was becoming real. The seasons quietly passed, and with each new sunrise, the great ship stood a little taller. What had once existed only on paper was now becoming a breathtaking reality. From a distance, people could see its enormous steel frame rising above the Belfast skyline. It seemed almost too large to believe, as if a floating city had appeared beside the water. The workers often paused for just a moment at the end of a long day. They would wipe the dust from their hands, look up at the growing ship, and smile with quiet pride. Few of them would ever sail aboard her. Yet every bolt they tightened, every beam they lifted, and every hour they spent would become part of a story remembered for generations. Soon, the ship received her name. Titanic. The name sounded powerful, strong, and unforgettable. It reflected the builders' confidence that this would be one of the greatest passenger ships the world had ever known. Across Europe and America, newspapers printed the name in large, bold letters. People spoke about the Titanic in cafes, train stations, schools, and family homes. Some dreamed of booking a ticket for her first voyage. Others simply wished to see the magnificent ship with their own eyes. There was something magical about the idea. A ship that could carry thousands of people across the wide Atlantic Ocean in comfort and elegance. A ship filled with music, warm meals, friendly conversations, and the promise of new beginnings. For many families, the Titanic represented more than transportation. It represented hope. Hope for a better future. Hope for new opportunities. Hope for a life waiting on the other side of the ocean. As the final details were carefully completed, skilled craftsmen polished beautiful wooden walls until they shone in the light. Soft carpets were laid across long hallways. Elegant clocks were placed on grand staircases. Bright windows welcomed the morning sun. Every room seemed ready to greet its future guests. Outside, the harbor remained calm. Seagulls drifted through the cool sea air. Gentle waves touched the docks with a quiet rhythm, as though the ocean itself was patiently waiting. No one could hear what tomorrow would bring. No one could see beyond the horizon of time. They simply believed they had created something extraordinary. And in many ways, they had. The Titanic was not only a ship of steel and steam. She was built from human imagination, determination, and countless hours of honest work. Every person who helped build her left behind a small piece of themselves. Their effort, their skill, and their dreams became part of the ship's story forever. As evening settled over Belfast, golden sunlight slowly faded into a sky filled with gentle stars. The ship rested quietly beside the harbor, ready for the next chapter of her remarkable journey. Soon, passengers from many different places would begin arriving. Some would bring expensive luggage. Others would carry only a small suitcase and a hopeful heart. Children would laugh with excitement. Parents would dream about fresh beginnings. Friends would wave goodbye from the docks. And the mighty Titanic would prepare to sail into history. But that is a story for another peaceful night. So, as the sea grows calm and the stars shine softly above, let your thoughts drift like gentle waves across the Atlantic. Close your eyes, take one slow, peaceful breath, and imagine the quiet harbor sleeping beneath the moonlight. For the greatest voyage in the world is about to begin. End of Chapter 1. Next chapter, Building the Giant. Welcome back, dear friend. Tonight, let us return to the peaceful shipyards of Belfast, where the morning air is cool, the sky is painted with soft shades of blue, and the quiet waters gently reflect the light of a new day. The city is just beginning to wake. Shopkeepers unlock their doors. Bakers prepare warm bread for the morning crowd. Steam rises from chimneys, drifting slowly into the calm sky. And not far from the heart of the city stands one of the busiest places in the world, the Great Harland and Wolff Shipyard. Before the first rays of sunlight reach the towering cranes, thousands of workers walk through the wide gates. Some greet old friends with a smile. Others quietly enjoy the peaceful morning before another long day begins. Each of them knows they are helping to build something extraordinary. The sound of footsteps soon gives way to the gentle rhythm of honest work. Hammers tap against steel. Rivets are carefully placed. Powerful cranes slowly lift massive pieces of metal high into the air. Everything moves with patience and purpose. No one rushes. Every measurement matters. Every piece must fit perfectly. The ship they are building is unlike anything the world has ever seen. Standing beside it, even experienced builders feel small. Its steel walls rise higher every week. Its long shape stretches farther than most people can comfortably see. Many visitors stop outside the shipyard fence just to admire its size. Children point toward the enormous frame with wide, curious eyes. It's like a floating city, one little boy whispers to his father. His father smiles. In many ways, he replies, I think it will be. Inside the shipyard, engineers carry rolled-up blueprints beneath their arms. They gather around large wooden tables, discussing every detail with calm voices. Nothing is left to chance. They check every drawing twice. They solve each problem carefully. Their goal is simple, to build the safest, strongest, and most beautiful passenger ship ever imagined. As the morning passes, sunlight begins to shine across the steel hull. The great ship seems almost alive, glowing softly beneath the bright summer sky. The workers pause only briefly for lunch, sharing bread, tea, and friendly conversation before returning to their tasks. There is pride in every smile. Not because the work is easy, but because they know they are creating something that people may remember for generations. Far above them, seagulls circle quietly over the harbor. The gentle breeze carries the fresh scent of the sea. And with every passing hour, the dream called Titanic grows stronger, larger, and closer to completion. As the afternoon slowly fades toward evening, the workers look up once more at the giant ship standing before them. Tomorrow, they will return. There is still much to build. But one thing is already certain. The world has never seen anything quite like this. And the greatest journey is drawing one day closer. Welcome back, dear friend. Take another slow, gentle breath, and let your thoughts drift across the quiet waters of Belfast Harbour. The morning has passed, and the shipyard now hums with the steady rhythm of thousands of skilled hands. There is no rush here. Every task is completed with patience, care, and quiet pride. The Titanic grows a little more with every passing day. If you could stand beside her now, you would feel wonderfully small. Her towering steel sides reach high into the clear sky, while her graceful shape stretches farther than the eye can easily follow. Workers often stop for just a moment, not because they are tired, but because they cannot help but admire what they are creating together. Inside the great ship, another world is slowly coming to life. Carpenters gently polish beautiful oak walls until they glow with a warm golden shine. Skilled craftsmen carve delicate patterns into wooden railings, treating every detail as if they were creating a work of art. Electricians carefully install hundreds of lights that will one day brighten long hallways and cozy cabins. Plumbers fit pipes deep inside the ship, making sure fresh water can travel to every room. Each person knows that even the smallest job matters. Together, thousands of small tasks become one extraordinary achievement. At the very center of the ship, builders begin work on what many believe will become its most beautiful place, the grand staircase. Sunlight pours through the large glass dome above, filling the space with a soft, welcoming glow. Elegant wooden railings curve gently downward, while polished steps seem almost to invite future passengers to slow down and enjoy the moment. It is more than a staircase. It is a symbol of craftsmanship, elegance, and hope. Elsewhere, enormous dining rooms begin to take shape. Long tables wait quietly for families who have not yet arrived. Crystal lamps sparkle softly overhead. Fresh white tablecloths will soon cover every table, and cheerful conversations will one day fill these peaceful rooms with laughter. Even the libraries are prepared with care. Comfortable chairs are placed beside large windows where travelers will sit with a favorite book, watching endless blue waves roll gently across the Atlantic Ocean. Outside, the city of Belfast continues its daily life. People pause on nearby streets just to catch a glimpse of the great ship rising above the harbor. Children wave excitedly whenever they visit with their parents. Newspapers call her the largest moving object ever built by human hands. The word spread quickly from one town to another. Soon, people across Europe, and across America, begin speaking about a ship they have never even seen. A ship called Titanic. As the afternoon slowly fades into evening, a gentle breeze drifts through the shipyard. The sounds of hammers become quieter. The great cranes come to rest. One by one, the workers gather their tools and begin the walk home. Before leaving, many of them turn back for one last look. Bathed in the golden light of the setting sun, the Titanic stands peacefully beside the water. She is no longer just a dream. She is becoming a promise. A promise of adventure. A promise of new beginnings. And for thousands of future passengers, a promise of a journey they will never forget. As the stars begin to appear above Belfast, the shipyard grows quiet once again. The giant ship rests beneath the evening sky, waiting patiently for another sunrise, and another day that will bring her closer to the sea. Tonight, she sleeps peacefully. Tomorrow, her remarkable story will continue. Good evening, dear friend. As we gently return to the peaceful shipyards of Belfast, the air feels fresh, the harbor is calm, and another beautiful day is beginning. The great ship now stands almost complete. Months of careful planning, years of skilled craftsmanship, and countless hours of honest work have transformed a simple dream into an extraordinary reality. The Titanic rises proudly above the harbor, her graceful shape reflected in the still water below. The workers continue their final tasks with quiet confidence. Some carefully polish brass railings until they shine like gold in the morning sunlight. Others walk through long hallways, checking every door, every window, and every small detail. Engineers slowly move from room to room with notebooks in hand, making sure everything works exactly as planned. Nothing is hurried. Nothing is overlooked. Every person understands that perfection is found in the smallest details. Outside the shipyard, excitement grows with each passing day. Families travel from nearby towns simply to see the magnificent ship. Photographers carefully set up their large cameras. Newspaper reporters write stories describing the remarkable vessel that has captured the imagination of the world. Many people stand silently beside the harbor, amazed by her enormous size. Some smile. Some simply stare in quiet wonder. "It hardly looks real," an elderly visitor softly says. His grandson squeezes his hand and whispers, "Do you think she'll sail all the way to America?" The old man smiles warmly. "I believe she will." Soon, the day arrives that everyone has been waiting for. The shipyard fills with thousands of excited spectators. The sky is bright. Flags flutter gently in the breeze. The harbor sparkles beneath the afternoon sun. They check every drawing twice. They solve each problem carefully. Their goal is simple: to build the safest, strongest, and most beautiful passenger ship ever imagined. As the morning passes, sunlight begins to shine across the steel hull. The great ship seems almost alive, glowing softly beneath the bright summer sky. The workers pause only briefly for lunch, sharing bread, tea, and friendly conversation before returning to their tasks. There is pride in every smile. Not because the work is easy, but because they know they are creating something that people may remember for generations. Far above them, seagulls circle quietly over the harbor. The gentle breeze carries the fresh scent of the sea. And with every passing hour, the dream called Titanic grows stronger, larger, and closer to completion. As the afternoon slowly fades toward evening, the workers look up once more at the giant ship standing before them. Tomorrow, they will return. There is still much to build. But one thing is already certain. The world has never seen anything quite like this. And the greatest journey is drawing one day closer. Good evening, dear friend. Tonight, let the day quietly fade away. Imagine yourself standing beside the peaceful harbor of Southampton, England, on a cool spring morning in April of 1912. The sky is pale blue, a gentle breeze carries the scent of the sea, and soft waves brush against the docks with a slow, calming rhythm. Before you, the RMS Titanic rests silently at her berth. She is no longer just a masterpiece of engineering. She is ready to begin the journey she was built for. The harbor is slowly coming to life. Porters push heavy carts along the wooden docks. Horse-drawn wagons deliver fresh bread, fruit, vegetables, and carefully packed supplies that will feed thousands of passengers during the voyage. Crew members walk calmly across the gangways, checking lists and preparing every corner of the great ship. There is no feeling of panic. Only quiet excitement. For many people, this is simply another morning. But history is gently unfolding around them. As the sun rises a little higher, the first passengers begin to arrive. Some step from elegant motorcars dressed in fine coats and polished shoes. Their luggage is carefully marked before being carried aboard by smiling porters. They speak of New York, of business meetings, family reunions, and exciting adventures waiting across the Atlantic. Not far away, another group quietly waits in line. Young mothers hold the hands of sleepy children. Fathers carry worn leather suitcases filled with everything their families own. Many have traveled for days from villages across Europe. They are leaving behind familiar streets, old friends, and cherished memories. Ahead of them lies America. A place they have only imagined. Some dream of opening a small shop. Others hope to build a farm. Many simply hope for honest work and a better future for their children. Their suitcases are small. Their dreams are enormous. The officers welcome each passenger with calm professionalism. Tickets are checked. Cabins are assigned. Friendly directions are given with quiet smiles. Slowly, the Titanic begins to fill with people from many different walks of life. Rich and poor. Young and old. Families and solo travelers. Each person carries a unique story. Each heart carries a different dream. Above them, the four great funnels rise proudly into the morning sky. The polished railings shine in the sunlight. White ropes gently sway with the breeze. Everything feels peaceful. A ship's bell rings softly somewhere in the distance. Seagulls glide overhead, their gentle calls echoing across the harbor. The ocean beyond the dock stretches toward the horizon, calm and welcoming. No one standing here can see the days ahead. Today is filled only with hope. Hope for safe travels. Hope for new beginnings. Hope that this remarkable ship will carry every passenger toward a brighter tomorrow. And as the last rays of morning sunlight dance upon the quiet water, the Titanic patiently waits. Her engines are silent for now. But not for much longer. Very soon, the greatest voyage in the world will finally begin. Welcome back, dear friend. The gentle morning sun now shines across the harbor, wrapping the great ship in a warm golden light. The air is fresh, the sea is calm, and the excitement of departure quietly fills the docks of Southampton. Step aboard the Titanic for a moment. Walk slowly along her wide decks. Feel the smooth wooden floor beneath your feet. Listen to the distant cries of seagulls drifting across the peaceful harbor. Everything feels calm. Everything feels new. Crew members move gracefully through the ship, making their final preparations. White tablecloths are carefully spread across long dining tables. Fresh flowers are placed in elegant vases. Soft blankets are folded neatly inside every cabin. Every detail has been prepared with care. In first class, passengers begin to explore their beautiful surroundings. Some pause beneath the magnificent grand staircase, looking up at the glass dome that fills the room with gentle daylight. Others relax in the reading room, turning the pages of a favorite book while enjoying the quiet comfort of the ship. In second class, families unpack their luggage and smile with pleasant surprise. Many quietly agree that they have never stayed anywhere so comfortable before. Down in third class, laughter fills the hallways. Children run happily from one end of the corridor to the other while parents gently remind them not to wander too far. For many of these families, this is the greatest adventure of their lives. Some have never seen the ocean before. Now they are about to cross it. The kitchens are already alive with activity. Fresh bread is placed into warm ovens. Soups gently simmer. Chefs carefully prepare meals that will soon be served to thousands of passengers from many different countries. The pleasant aroma of baking bread slowly drifts through the ship. It feels warm. It feels welcoming. Above deck, sailors quietly inspect the lifeboats, ropes, and equipment one final time. The officers walk calmly along the bridge, checking the weather and reviewing the course that will carry the Titanic across the Atlantic Ocean. Everything appears ready. Everything appears peaceful. Back on the dock, families continue saying their goodbyes. A young boy hugs his grandfather tightly before boarding with his parents. A mother wipes away a small tear as she waves to her sister. Friends promise to write letters once they arrive in New York. Some smiles are joyful. Some are bittersweet. But all are filled with hope. No one believes they are saying goodbye forever. They simply expect to meet again someday. As the afternoon breeze gently stirs the flags above the harbor, a quiet feeling settles over the great ship. The waiting is almost over. The passengers have arrived. The crew is prepared. The supplies are safely aboard. The engines are ready to awaken. Soon, the deep voice of the ship's whistle will echo across Southampton, announcing the beginning of a voyage that history will remember for generations. For now, however, there is only peace. Only the soft movement of the sea. Only the quiet excitement shared by thousands of hopeful hearts. And beneath the bright spring sky, the mighty Titanic waits patiently for the moment when she will finally leave the shore behind. Welcome back, dear friend. The afternoon sun begins its slow journey toward the western sky, painting the harbor with soft shades of gold. A peaceful silence settles over Southampton, broken only by the gentle splash of waves against the side of the Titanic. The time has finally come. Passengers gather along the railings, looking back at the busy harbor one last time. Some wave their hats high in the air. Others hold tightly to the hands of loved ones standing on the dock below. Smiles fill many faces. A few quiet tears appear as well. But above every emotion is a feeling of hope. A small girl, no older than 7, hugs her favorite cloth doll as she stands beside her mother. She looks up at the towering funnels above her and whispers, "Mama, is this really the biggest ship in the whole world?" Her mother smiles gently. "Yes," she says softly. "And soon it will carry us to our new home." Nearby, an elderly couple leans against the polished railing, watching the calm water shimmer in the afternoon light. They have waited many years for this journey, saving little by little until they could finally afford the voyage. Today, their dream has become real. On the bridge, Captain Edward Smith quietly surveys the harbor. With decades of experience at sea, his calm presence reassures both passengers and crew. Officers exchange a few final words, checking every detail before departure. Everything is ready. Deep below the decks, engineers prepare the mighty engines. For a moment, the ship seems to hold its breath. Then, a long, deep whistle echoes across Southampton. Its powerful voice rolls over the water and through the city streets. People on the docks pause to listen. Children cover their ears and then laugh with delight. Seagulls rise gracefully into the sky. Slowly, almost too slowly to notice, the great ship begins to move. Heavy ropes are released from the dock. Small tugboats assist as the Titanic glides gently away from the harbor. Thousands of people wave from the shore. Passengers wave back until familiar faces become smaller and smaller in the distance. The city slowly fades behind them. Ahead lies only the endless Atlantic Ocean. The breeze grows cooler as the Titanic enters open water. Fresh sea air fills every deck. Many passengers remain outside, unable to take their eyes off the beautiful coastline disappearing behind them. Some dream about New York. Some imagine family members waiting to welcome them. Others simply enjoy the peaceful rhythm of the sea. As evening approaches, the golden sunlight reflects from the ship's windows, making the Titanic appear almost magical. Soft music begins to drift through the first-class lounge. Families gather for their first dinner aboard. Children excitedly tell stories about the day's adventure. The ship feels alive with quiet happiness. No one can see beyond tomorrow. No one knows what waits beyond the distant horizon. Tonight, there are only dreams. Dreams of opportunity. Dreams of adventure. Dreams of a brighter future waiting across the ocean. And as the first stars begin to appear above the Atlantic, the Titanic sails confidently into the night, carrying more than 2,000 hearts toward a new beginning. For now, the sea is calm. The sky is clear. And the greatest voyage in history has only just begun. Good evening, dear friend. Tonight, let us return to the peaceful Atlantic Ocean. The Titanic has now left the shores of England far behind. Everywhere you look, there is only the endless sea, stretching gently beneath a sky so wide that it seems to have no end. The steady heartbeat of the great engines can be felt beneath your feet, soft and comforting, like the slow rhythm of a peaceful dream. The ship moves gracefully across the calm water. The morning sun rises over the eastern horizon, painting the ocean with ribbons of gold and silver. Gentle waves sparkle in the light, while seabirds circle above before slowly disappearing toward the distant coast. Life aboard the Titanic begins with quiet routines. In the first-class dining room, sunlight pours through large windows as guests enjoy breakfast. Fresh bread, warm tea, sweet fruit, and eggs are served on fine china. Soft conversations fill the room, and every smile carries the excitement of a journey just beginning. Some passengers read the morning newspaper. Others discuss business, travel, or the great city of New York waiting on the other side of the ocean. Outside, the wide promenade deck is peaceful. Ladies wearing elegant hats stroll slowly with their husbands and friends. Gentle laughter drifts through the cool sea air as passengers stop to admire the endless blue horizon. Far below, in second class, families enjoy a comfortable breakfast together. Children look through the windows, hoping to spot dolphins or distant ships. Everything feels fresh. Everything feels full of possibility. In third class, the atmosphere is cheerful and warm. The dining room echoes with many different languages as families from Ireland, Sweden, Norway, Italy, and other parts of Europe share meals together. Although they come from different countries, they all share one dream: a new beginning. Many parents quietly imagine the lives their children might build in America. Perhaps a small home. Perhaps a good school. Perhaps opportunities they themselves had never known. Above them all, the crew works with quiet dedication. Stewards make beds with crisp white sheets. Housekeepers polish shining handrails. Engineers carefully monitor the powerful engines deep below the waterline. On the bridge, Captain Edward Smith stands calmly beside his officers, watching the peaceful Atlantic stretch endlessly ahead. Everything appears exactly as it should. The weather is kind. The sea is gentle. The Titanic sails with confidence. As the afternoon arrives, passengers gather on the open decks. Some wrap themselves in light coats as the cool ocean breeze brushes across their faces. Others simply lean against the polished railings, listening to the soothing sound of waves meeting the great ship's hull. It is a sound that soon becomes familiar. A quiet rhythm. Steady. Comforting. Almost like a lullaby carried across the sea. As the sun slowly begins its journey toward the western sky, the Atlantic glows with soft shades of orange, pink, and gold. The Titanic sails onward, peaceful and proud. For everyone aboard, it feels as though the voyage has only just begun. And tonight, beneath a sky filled with gentle stars, the world's greatest ship continues her graceful journey across the endless ocean. Good evening once again, dear friend. As the Titanic continues her gentle voyage across the Atlantic, the afternoon slowly melts into a peaceful evening. The ocean stretches in every direction, smooth as blue glass, reflecting the warm colors of the setting sun. There is no land in sight now. Only the sea. Only the sky. And the quiet confidence of a magnificent ship carrying more than 2,000 souls toward a new horizon. The fresh ocean breeze moves softly across the decks, carrying the clean scent of salt water. Passengers breathe deeply, enjoying the calmness that seems to surround the ship. Some settle into wooden deck chairs with warm blankets draped over their knees. Others quietly write letters in small notebooks, describing the beauty of the journey. The ocean is endless, one traveler writes. It feels as though the whole world has become peaceful. Nearby, children laugh as they watch a small group of dolphins appear beside the ship. For a few magical moments, the playful animals leap through the sparkling water, keeping pace with the Titanic before disappearing beneath the waves once again. The children clap with delight. Even the adults cannot help but smile. As evening approaches, soft music begins to fill the first-class lounge. A pianist gently plays familiar melodies while guests gather for conversation. Some sip warm tea. Others simply sit quietly, listening as the music blends with the distant rhythm of the sea. Down in third class, the evening feels different, yet equally joyful. Families gather after dinner. Someone begins to play a fiddle. Soon another passenger joins with a small accordion. People clap softly, children dance, and neighbors who met only days ago now laugh together like old friends. For a little while, the Atlantic feels less like a vast ocean and more like a bridge connecting many lives. Far below, deep inside the ship, the engineers continue their careful work. The enormous engines turn with a steady, reassuring rhythm. Every valve is checked. Every gauge is watched closely. The heartbeat of the Titanic never seems to miss a beat. Above them, on the bridge, Captain Edward Smith steps quietly onto the wing of the bridge. The evening air is cool against his face. He gazes across the calm Atlantic. The sea is unusually still. The horizon is clear. Only a few distant stars begin to appear as daylight slowly fades. He smiles gently. It has been a beautiful day at sea. One of the officers quietly reports the day's progress. Everything is going according to plan. The ship is making excellent time. As darkness settles over the Atlantic, lights begin to glow throughout the Titanic. Hundreds of windows shine warmly against the deep blue night, making the great ship appear like a floating city of golden light. Inside, passengers prepare for another peaceful evening. Some enjoy quiet conversations before bedtime. Others read a few pages of a favorite novel. Many step outside for one last look at the stars. Above them stretches one of the clearest night skies imaginable. Thousands of stars sparkle overhead. The Milky Way stretches across the heavens like a silver ribbon. The ocean reflects their light so gently that it almost feels as though the ship is sailing between two endless skies. No one speaks very loudly. There is no need. The beauty of the moment says everything. Wrapped in silence, surrounded by sea and stars, the Titanic glides forward with quiet elegance. It is a night filled with peace. A night that no one aboard will ever forget. Good evening, dear friend. Let us spend one more peaceful night aboard the Titanic. The stars shine brightly above the Atlantic, and the great ship continues her graceful journey through calm, moonlit waters. There is almost no wind tonight. The sea is so still that it seems to mirror the sky itself. The steady rhythm of the engines hums quietly beneath the decks. It is a gentle sound. Comforting. Constant. Like a lullaby carried across the open ocean. Most passengers have now settled into the quiet rhythm of life at sea. In the first-class lounge, the final notes of the evening's music slowly fade away. Guests wish one another good night before walking through softly lit hallways toward their cabins. Stewards move silently through the corridors, making sure every lamp is glowing warmly and every guest has everything they need. In second class, families gather for a few peaceful moments before bedtime. Parents tell gentle stories to sleepy children. A father stands beside a round window with his young son, pointing toward the stars. Those stars, he says softly, have guided sailors for hundreds of years. The little boy looks up in wonder. They make the ocean feel less lonely. His father smiles. Yes, he whispers. They always have. Down in third class, the laughter of the evening has grown quiet. Children sleep peacefully beneath warm blankets while parents whisper about the future waiting across the Atlantic. They imagine busy streets in New York. A small house with a garden. Steady work. Good schools. Simple dreams that mean everything. Above them all, the officers continue their watch. On the bridge, they carefully study the horizon. The air has become colder now. The Atlantic often grows cooler as ships travel farther west, and tonight is no different. The crew notices the crisp breeze but remains calm. Everything appears peaceful. Far below, in the engine rooms, powerful machines continue their endless work. Coal is carefully fed into the great boilers. Steam drives the enormous engines with remarkable precision. The heartbeat of the Titanic never falters. She moves confidently through the sleeping ocean. Out on the open deck, only a few passengers remain awake. Wrapped in heavy coats, they quietly admire the beauty of the night. The sky seems endless. The stars shine brighter than many of them have ever seen. One elderly woman closes her eyes and breathes deeply. "I've never known such peace," she whispers. For a long moment, no one speaks. There is only the gentle sound of water flowing past the ship. Only the cool breeze. Only the quiet feeling that all is well. The Titanic continues westward, carrying dreams from many different countries toward a single destination. Behind her, the dark Atlantic stretches for miles. Ahead of her lies another beautiful day at sea. And somewhere beyond the distant horizon, the ocean quietly keeps its ancient secrets. Secrets that no passenger can yet imagine. But tonight is not a night for fear. It is a night for peace. A night for hope. A night for gentle dreams carried across calm waters beneath a sky filled with countless stars. As you close your eyes, imagine the Titanic sailing softly through the quiet Atlantic. Its lights glowing warmly. Its engines humming gently. Its passengers sleeping peacefully. And the endless ocean rocking the great ship with the calm rhythm of the sea. Sleep well, dear friend. Tomorrow, a new day will dawn upon the Atlantic. And our remarkable journey will continue. Good evening, dear friend. Take a slow, peaceful breath, and once again, allow your mind to drift toward the vast Atlantic Ocean. Morning has arrived aboard the Titanic. The first rays of sunlight rise gently above the eastern horizon, spilling golden light across the endless sea. The water is remarkably calm, moving in soft waves that shimmer like polished glass. The air is cool and fresh. The sky is clear. It promises to be another beautiful day. Far above, a few seabirds circle the ship before gliding away into the distance. Soon, there is nothing but the quiet rhythm of the ocean and the steady heartbeat of the Titanic's engines. The ship sails onward with quiet confidence. Inside the first-class cabins, passengers slowly awaken to the gentle motion of the sea. Some open their curtains and smile as warm sunlight fills their rooms. Others step onto their private balconies, breathing in the crisp ocean air while watching the endless blue horizon stretch in every direction. Down the elegant hallways, stewards greet guests with warm smiles. Good morning. Did you sleep well? Every conversation is calm. Every moment feels unhurried. Breakfast is soon served. Fresh pastries. Warm porridge. Seasonal fruit. Eggs, tea, and rich coffee. The dining room fills with soft conversations as silver cutlery quietly rests against fine china. Outside, the promenade deck begins to welcome its first visitors of the day. Ladies walk beneath wide-brimmed hats, their dresses gently moving with the sea breeze. Gentlemen stroll beside them, discussing travel, business, and the excitement of arriving in New York. Some passengers carry cameras, hoping to capture memories of this remarkable voyage. Others simply lean against the polished railings, enjoying the peaceful silence that only the open ocean can offer. In second class, children finish breakfast quickly before asking their parents if they may explore the decks. Their laughter drifts through the corridors as they discover new corners of the magnificent ship. Everything feels exciting. Everything feels safe. Down in third class, the morning is just as cheerful. Families gather around simple wooden tables, sharing warm bread and friendly conversation. Many passengers come from different countries, yet smiles require no translation. A young couple from Ireland shares stories with a family from Sweden. Nearby, two little girls who speak different languages begin playing together as if they have been friends for years. The Titanic has become a small floating world. A place where thousands of lives briefly meet beneath one sky. Far below, deep inside the ship, engineers continue their careful work. The great engines move with perfect rhythm. Massive pistons rise and fall. Steam flows through polished pipes. Everything works exactly as designed. On the bridge, Captain Edward Smith quietly studies the calm Atlantic through his binoculars. The weather remains excellent. Visibility stretches for miles. The sea seems peaceful beyond measure. No storm clouds gather. No rough waves disturb the journey. Only calm water. A gentle breeze. And another beautiful morning aboard the greatest ship ever built. As the Titanic continues her graceful voyage westward, no one aboard can imagine how precious these peaceful hours will one day become. Welcome back, dear friend. The morning slowly gives way to a peaceful afternoon, and the Titanic continues her graceful journey across the Atlantic. The gentle sound of the sea follows the ship like a quiet melody, never hurried, never loud. The sky is a brilliant shade of blue. Soft white clouds drift lazily overhead. The cool breeze carries the fresh scent of the ocean across the wide wooden decks. Many passengers choose to spend the afternoon outside. Some settle into comfortable deck chairs, wrapped in light blankets as they read novels or write postcards they hope to mail once they reach New York. Others simply close their eyes for a few peaceful moments, listening to the steady whisper of the waves. On the boat deck, a young mother sits beside her little daughter. Together, they count the seagulls flying high above the ship. When the birds finally disappear into the distance, the little girl smiles and asks, "Do you think the birds know where we're going?" Her mother gently brushes a strand of hair from her face. "Perhaps," she whispers. "Or maybe they're simply enjoying the journey, just like we are." Not far away, two elderly gentlemen sit on a wooden bench, quietly talking about the changing world. They speak of growing cities, new inventions, and how remarkable it feels to cross the Atlantic on such a magnificent ship. One of them looks toward the endless horizon and smiles. "I've sailed before," he says softly, "but never with such comfort." Deep inside the Titanic, life continues with the same calm rhythm. The kitchens are filled with the comforting aroma of fresh bread, warm soup, and baked pies. Chefs move with quiet confidence, carefully preparing meals for every passenger, from the grand dining rooms of first class to the family tables of third class. Every meal is served with care. Every guest is welcomed with kindness. Meanwhile, the crew continues their daily routine. Stewards polish shining handrails until they reflect the afternoon sunlight. Engineers carefully inspect the powerful machinery below deck. Officers quietly record the ship's position and weather conditions in the ship's log. Everything is orderly. Everything is peaceful. As the afternoon stretches on, the Atlantic becomes even calmer. The water is so smooth that it reflects the sky like a giant mirror. Standing at the railing, it almost feels as though the Titanic is floating through the clouds. Passengers fall silent as they admire the breathtaking view. Moments like these need no conversation. Only quiet appreciation. As the golden sun begins to sink toward the western horizon, its warm light spreads across the ocean, turning the water into shimmering ribbons of gold and amber. The great ship sails gently through this beautiful evening, carrying dreams, hopes, and quiet conversations toward a distant shore. No one is in a hurry. No one wishes the day to end. For aboard the Titanic, every peaceful moment feels like a treasured memory waiting to be remembered. And as the first evening stars begin to appear above the calm Atlantic, another gentle night slowly approaches. Good evening once again, dear friend. The sun has now slipped below the distant horizon, leaving behind a sky painted with gentle shades of lavender, rose, and deep blue. One by one, the first stars begin to appear above the Atlantic, shining softly over the quiet sea. The Titanic continues her graceful voyage. Her great engines hum with a steady rhythm, while gentle waves glide past her hull like a peaceful lullaby. As darkness settles, hundreds of warm lights begin to glow throughout the ship. From a distance, the Titanic looks like a floating city of golden light, moving silently through the endless ocean. Inside the grand dining room, the final dinner of the evening is coming to a close. Soft conversations fill the room. Crystal glasses sparkle beneath elegant chandeliers. The ship's musicians perform gentle melodies that drift quietly through the air. Many passengers pause for a moment, simply listening. It is one of those rare evenings when everything feels perfectly peaceful. After dinner, some guests take a slow walk along the promenade deck. Wrapped in warm coats, they breathe in the cool ocean air. The breeze is crisp but gentle, carrying only the scent of the sea. Far below, the Atlantic stretches into darkness, calm and smooth beneath the starlit sky. A young husband and wife stop at the railing. Neither of them speaks for a while. Finally, the husband smiles. "I don't think I've ever seen so many stars." His wife looks upward. "It feels," she whispers, "as though the whole sky is watching over us." Nearby, a little boy stands beside his father. Together they search the heavens for familiar constellations. "There," his father says quietly, pointing toward the sky. "That's the Big Dipper." The boy's eyes grow wide with wonder. He tries to remember every star, hoping to tell the story again when they reach America. Elsewhere aboard the ship, the day slowly comes to an end. Stewards quietly prepare the cabins for the night. Fresh blankets are folded neatly. Lamps glow with a warm, welcoming light. The long hallways become peaceful as passengers begin wishing one another good night. Deep below the decks, the engineers continue their watch. The great engines work faithfully, never missing a beat. Coal fires burn steadily inside the boilers, sending gentle power through the mighty ship. On the bridge, Captain Edward Smith steps outside for a final look at the ocean. The sea remains unusually calm. The stars shine brilliantly above. The air has become colder than the nights before, but everything appears peaceful. The officers quietly record the day's progress in the ship's log before continuing their watch. No one rushes. No one worries. The Titanic sails onward with quiet confidence, carrying thousands of dreams across the sleeping Atlantic. As midnight slowly approaches, most passengers have fallen asleep. The music has faded. The laughter has grown quiet. Only the soft whisper of the sea remains. The great ship glides gently beneath a sky filled with countless stars, as though the ocean and the heavens have become one. Tonight is calm. Tonight is beautiful. And somewhere beyond the dark horizon, tomorrow is waiting. Good evening, dear friend. Take a slow, peaceful breath. Imagine the Titanic sailing quietly beneath the gentle morning sky. The Atlantic is calm once again, its endless blue waters rising and falling in a slow, comforting rhythm. The ship moves steadily westward, leaving only a trail of white foam behind her. It is Sunday, April 14, 1912. For the passengers, it feels like another beautiful day at sea. The morning begins as it always has. Stewards softly knock on cabin doors. Breakfast is served with warm smiles. Children laugh as they hurry onto the open decks, eager to breathe the cool ocean air. No one aboard knows that this ordinary day will soon become one of the most remembered days in history. High above the bridge, the wireless antenna stretches proudly into the sky. Hidden inside a quiet room, two young wireless operators begin another busy morning. Their names are Jack Phillips and Harold Bride. From sunrise until late at night, they listen to invisible voices traveling through the air. In those days, wireless messages were something truly remarkable. Across hundreds of miles of open ocean, ships could speak to one another without seeing each other. It felt almost like magic. The wireless room is small but always busy. The clicking sound of Morse code fills the air. Click, click, click. Short messages arrive from distant ships. Some are personal notes from passengers hoping to send greetings to family members waiting in America. Others contain business news from Europe. The operators work patiently, writing each message by hand before sending it onward. Outside, life aboard the Titanic continues peacefully. Passengers enjoy another quiet morning on deck. Some gather beneath warm blankets in deck chairs, reading novels while the gentle breeze turns the pages. Others simply watch the endless Atlantic, amazed by its beauty. Far below, the engines continue their steady heartbeat. Everything seems calm. Everything seems perfect. Then, a message arrives from another ship. Its captain reports something important. Large fields of sea ice have been spotted farther ahead along the northern shipping route. Jack Phillips carefully writes the message before passing it along. The bridge receives the report. Ice in the North Atlantic is not unusual during spring. Experienced captains have seen such reports many times before. The officers quietly note the information and continue watching the sea. The Titanic sails onward beneath clear blue skies. Another wireless message soon arrives. Then another. Several nearby ships also report drifting ice and floating icebergs. Each report is received with calm professionalism. Nothing about the weather appears dangerous. The sea remains smooth. The sky remains clear. Passengers continue enjoying another peaceful day, completely unaware of the quiet messages passing between ships across the Atlantic. Above them, the sun shines brightly. Children laugh. Friends share stories. Families dream about New York. And through the invisible air, the wireless operators continue listening. Patiently. Carefully. As the great ocean quietly whispers its ancient warnings. Welcome back, dear friend. The afternoon sun hangs gently above the Atlantic, filling the endless ocean with shimmering light. The Titanic sails onward with quiet confidence, her great engines keeping a steady and comforting rhythm beneath the decks. For everyone on board, it feels like another perfect day. Passengers stroll along the promenade, smiling as the cool breeze brushes across their faces. Some gather in the lounges for friendly conversation, while others settle into comfortable chairs with books resting in their laps. Time seems to move more slowly here. Peacefully. Gracefully. Far below the bridge, inside the wireless room, the day grows busier. The clicking of the Morse key never seems to stop. Click, click, click. Wireless operator Jack Phillips works with remarkable speed. Beside him, Harold Bride carefully organizes the growing stack of messages. Many passengers are eager to send greetings to friends and family waiting in America. Looking forward to arriving in New York. The voyage has been wonderful. See you in a few days. Each message carries excitement, hope, and anticipation. Between these personal messages, reports from other ships continue to arrive. One ship describes floating ice. Another reports several large icebergs drifting farther west. The information is carefully received and passed along. On the bridge, the officers calmly review each report. They understand that the North Atlantic often carries ice during the spring months. Nothing around the Titanic appears unusual. The sky remains bright. The sea remains calm. The ship continues steadily along her planned course. As afternoon slowly becomes evening, the temperature begins to change. The breeze feels a little cooler than it did that morning. Some passengers return to their cabins for warmer coats before stepping outside again. Many simply notice how wonderfully fresh the air feels. The Atlantic itself seems almost perfectly still. There are very few waves. The ocean looks smooth enough to reflect the sky like polished glass. It is a breathtaking sight. As the sun begins its slow descent, Captain Edward Smith quietly walks onto the bridge. He gazes toward the distant horizon. The sea stretches endlessly before him. His officers stand nearby, keeping their careful watch. Everything appears peaceful. Everything appears under control. Nearby, a young couple leans against the railing, watching the golden sunset spread across the water. "It doesn't even feel like we're moving," the young woman says softly. Her husband smiles. That's because she's such a remarkable ship. The last light of day slowly fades. One by one, the stars begin to appear above the Atlantic once again. Inside the wireless room, the sound of Morse code continues without pause. Some messages bring greetings. Others bring weather reports. And a few continue to mention ice farther ahead. The operators remain focused on their work, knowing that every message matters. Outside, however, the passengers know only peace. They see a beautiful evening. A sky filled with stars. And a ship sailing confidently across the calm Atlantic. The ocean remains silent. Its ancient secrets hidden beneath the darkening sky. And somewhere beyond the horizon, the night quietly continues to unfold. Good evening, dear friend. The last colors of sunset have now faded beyond the western horizon. Night gently settles over the Atlantic, wrapping the great Titanic in a blanket of quiet darkness. Above, thousands of stars sparkle with remarkable clarity, their light reflected upon an ocean so calm that it seems almost like polished glass. There is very little wind. The sea is peaceful. The ship moves forward with quiet confidence. Inside the warm lounges, passengers enjoy the final hours of another pleasant day. Soft music drifts through the first-class reception room, where friends share stories and gentle laughter. Some finish writing letters to loved ones waiting in New York. Others sip warm tea while watching the stars through the large windows. In second and third class, families prepare for another restful night. Children, tired from a day of exploring the ship, fall asleep almost as soon as their heads touch the pillows. Parents quietly tuck blankets around them before whispering goodnight. It feels like any other peaceful evening at sea. Meanwhile, deep inside the wireless room, the gentle clicking of Morse code continues. Click. 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 Jack Phillips adjusts his headphones as another message arrives through the invisible waves of the air. A nearby ship reports seeing several large icebergs earlier that evening. Another message follows with similar information. The operators faithfully pass these reports along, just as they have done throughout the day. On the bridge, the officers continue their watch beneath a sky brighter than anyone can remember. The stars are magnificent. The moon, however, has not yet risen. Without moonlight, the ocean appears darker than usual. Even so, the night feels calm and beautiful. Captain Edward Smith quietly wishes the officers a peaceful watch before retiring for the evening. The experienced crew members remain alert, scanning the horizon as the Titanic glides steadily westward. Far above them, in the crow's nest, two lookouts stand quietly in the cold night air. Their breath forms tiny clouds as they gaze into the darkness ahead. They see stars. They see the calm sea. But beyond that, only darkness. Still, the voyage continues peacefully. Down below, the great engines maintain their familiar rhythm. Steady. Reliable. Comforting. For the passengers asleep in their cabins, the gentle vibration of the ship feels almost like a cradle, rocking them softly through the quiet Atlantic night. No one dreams of danger. Instead, they dream of tomorrow. Of New York Harbor. Of family waiting on the pier. Of new jobs, new homes, and new beginnings. The ocean keeps its silence. Its surface is smooth. Its secrets remain hidden beneath the cold, dark water. And yet, somewhere far ahead, unseen in the night, nature quietly waits, patient and unmoving. But that moment has not yet arrived. For now, the Titanic continues her graceful journey beneath a sky filled with countless stars. The lights aboard the great ship glow warmly against the darkness, like a peaceful lantern crossing an endless sea. Sleep comes easily to most who are aboard. The Atlantic whispers softly against the hull. The engines hum their gentle lullaby. And the night, calm and still, carries the Titanic toward the next chapter of her unforgettable voyage.